The big TikTok ban, is it gonna happen or not? Why are they trying to ban it? Will someone buy it? Look, there's so much news about this and you're probably sick of hearing about it. So allow me to deliver all the info you need in one handy place, this video, because this is Scroll Deep with me, Benedict Townsend, the show that keeps up with internet nonsense so you don't have to. And this is a good time to remind you that Scroll Deep is also on YouTube and Instagram, just in case anything happens to our sweet, sweet baby TikTok. A TikTok ban has been teased for genuinely years now. This is probably our 19th video about a TikTok ban, and it always seemed like vapor, it always seemed like words. It didn't seem like it was actually going to happen, but now we seem to be on the bleeding edge of it actually potentially happening in the United States. So where are we? How have we got here? Well, last year, America passed the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, PAFACA. Congratulations, we've passed this PAFACA, which is a law that bans social media apps if they are seen to be, quote, a foreign adversary controlled application. So an app controlled by basically someone America decides it doesn't like. Now, this ban is cancelled out if the owner divests. In other words, if the owner takes their money and their control away from the app and basically gives it to America. Land of the free, don't we all love freedom? And this past week, the Supreme Court of these United States weighed in on the law and will deliver a decision as soon as Wednesday, probably right when this video comes out, just to screw us over as they like to do. But it doesn't really matter what they say because the options of what will happen next stay the same. And there's basically like 3 or 4 main options of what will happen in the next week or two. So let's run them down. The first option is that TikTok will just be banned. RIP, RIP Sweet Prince. Don't stay awake for too long. Don't go to bed. TikTok's dead, RIP in the United States. And that'll be the end of the app, right? Well, not really. So according to Ryan Broderick, who knows what he's talking about, in his excellent newsletter Garbage Day, quote, right now, TikTok's biggest user base is in, can you guess? That's right, Indonesia, where it has about 160 million monthly active users. Coming in second place behind Indonesia, you have the United States and Brazil. Come to Brazil, and they both have about 100 million users. But then the Indian government actually banned TikTok in 2020. Nonetheless, there are about 200 million users on the app. There's currently twice as many Indian users on the app than there are in the United States, despite the fact it is technically completely banned in India. So if they do ban it in the US, it's not like TikTok will be done. They still will have a pretty thriving business. But also, I just don't think this will happen. I think this is the nightmare scenario for TikTok. They are saying right now they really, really don't want to sell it. They don't want to do any of these options. They don't want to be held hostage. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Popcorn and a straightener.
Yes, 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 yes.
But ultimately, when it comes down to the wire, I don't think TikTok, if they can help it, will allow it to be fully banned in the US. It's such a crazy thing to lose. So then we come to option number 2, which is that TikTok complies with this insane law and sells to an American company. Now, the last time there was a threat of a TikTok ban, which was the first Trump administration, it was Walmart and Oracle that were lining up to try and buy it. You might go, oh, Walmart, but when you think about it, like who's got the cash on hand? It's a big company like Walmart, and Oracle, I think, is some kind of tech company. They were the ones lining up. We're not sure this time who might be lining up to buy it. There were rumblings that it might be Elon, and by rumblings, I mean like people online just made that up, and then they asked TikTok, and TikTok was like, no. Like, it didn't say no, but the phrase they used was like complete fiction. Mr. Beast also tweeted, quote, okay, fine, I'll buy TikTok so it doesn't get banned. And then he went, hold on, dead eyes. Mr. Beast has got to be careful as well because Elon Musk literally trapped himself in a classic masterful gambit where he tweeted too much and then was forced to buy Twitter. So don't tweet too much. The third option is that the TikTok ban goes ahead, which would happen basically one day before Donald Trump becomes president again. But then Donald Trump basically campaigned on not banning TikTok, even though last time he was president, he kind of led the charge on banning it. Like he's kind of the reason they are banning it. But now he's like, let's not ban it. It's almost like he doesn't believe in anything at all. But he will become president like the day after the ban, and he has sweeping powers as president to either delay the ban or try and overturn the ban. It's worth saying that he personally is now suddenly quite pro TikTok, I think because social media played such a big part in his re-election. But all the people around him in the Republican Party and all the people he has appointed, specifically within the FCC that controls like media and communication, they are all very anti-TikTok. So it's going to be a kind of strange conversation in the White House when Trump is very pro TikTok and all the people around him aren't, but also they always just just do what he says, so we'll see. Now, it's safe to say, no matter what, that no one on TikTok is happy about this. And one of the biggest responses from creators and users alike has been to sign up for RedNote, which is actually a Chinese app where most of the users are Chinese. And it's partly because everyone's now looking for the new app. What could potentially replace TikTok? It's partly sort of to punish American lawmakers because they're like, oh, you are so xenophobic, you're so anti-China because of TikTok, we'll all just join an actual Chinese app. And it's actually kind of backfired for all the anti-China rhetoric coming out of the government, because we've been seeing a lot of instances of American users immediately bonding with Chinese people on RedNote, opening up an era of Sino-American bonding we've not seen since the documentary Rush Hour 2. We've also had a healthy dollop of memes about the TikTok ban, like this one, and also this one. And we can't forget this one. Can I say that? If we step back though, and we look at like the whole reason why this is happening, the argument that all these lawmakers keep giving is like, oh my God, China's harvesting our data. And is that even necessarily true? I don't think so. You know, TikTok is so scrutinized specifically. They're probably much better at handling data than most American companies. But here's the thing, the data argument doesn't work anymore. We have spent the last 20, 30 years having all of our data openly harvested by Facebook, Twitter, every other website. You can't buy a pair of socks online without them asking for like your phone number and your blood type. Like the data horse has already left the stable and it's galloped onto a ship, and that ship has sailed. So when you turn to me and you go, oh my God, China is getting your data, which it's probably not, but even if it was, I'm like, who cares? That's just one of hundreds of websites that have my data. Oh, but it's bad because it's a Chinese website, you know? Oh my God, China knows I like cat videos. What's it gonna do? Suggest more cat videos to me? Who cares? Like Facebook, Meta, openly collaborate with like the CIA. Is that not a big deal? Zuckerberg this week also very proudly announced that slurs are back. Slurs are in for 2025. Like transphobia is back on Meta platforms. They have made these platforms worse and they're stealing your data. Why am I supposed to care about TikTok? But with the dawn of RedNote, there is also just such a mass exodus happening on social media. People have left X, the everything app, because of Elon. People are now saying they're going to leave Meta platforms, Facebook, Instagram, because of these new kind of nasty policies, the complete lack of any kind of moderation they're now doing. And obviously if it gets banned, people will have to leave TikTok. So if we're not on TikTok, we're not on Instagram, we're not on Facebook, we're not on X, where are we going to go? Obviously, we're not going to meet up in the real world because, you know, that's who could be bothered. So I guess we're just going to have to move towards Chinese apps. Or maybe there could be a French app. There probably is like a French Twitter that's called like Ooh La La. I got 50 la las on my last one. Let's all just look, if this all goes sideways, let's all just meet up in Balatro, the one good app. Let's all meet up on Club Penguin. Scrollgers, at ease, Scrollgers. Let's talk about what happens if TikTok disappears, which I don't think it will do. Obviously, Scroll Deep is available, like I said, on YouTube and Instagram. You should be following there anyway, to be honest. But if it goes down in America, let's all of us meet up on the 4th of July, Independence Day, in Indiana, past the high street, there's that big tree, the one that's across from the Dairy Queen. Let's meet up at that big tree, all of us, and sing songs of freedom. I'll see you then. I'll be the first to say it, and it is brave. I don't think this TikTok ban is particularly tennis. I see no sign of a ball. I see no glint of an umpire. Ooh. You're right, Rebel Roan. That brings us to the secret question for people who've made it all the way to the end of the video. What might be the last video we ever make? And the secret question is this, and we're going to keep it aligned to social media because that is obviously the topic du jour. What's the deadliest animal you think you could like bring round to be your friend as a pet? If I had like a tiger from a kitten, I think I could make it like me. It would eat me eventually. We'd have a few good years. So like, what is it for you? Do you think you could have a pet bear or a pet shark? The deadliest animal of all, man. Pet man. Let me know in the comments down below, and to show solidarity for everything we're doing on TikTok here, if you could comment, stand tall, Scrollgers. But obviously you can't all be commenting that same thing because TikTok will think it's spam. So I want you to type stand tall, Scrollgers, and then to differentiate yourself, just put your PIN number at the end. We'll see you next time, maybe, but we'll definitely see you.